Hi, I'm Lisa Eldred Steinkoff, the Houseplant Guru, and today I'd like to share a few tips with you on how to grow your houseplants more successfully. Just try to help you out. Okay, the most important thing I feel is drainage. Drainage in your container. So if you buy a pot that doesn't have a drainage hole in it, you need to drill a drainage hole. This is really easy. I just get my drill, I get my diamond tip drill bit, it has little diamonds on it, which you really can't see, and it very easily will drill a hole right in this pot. But if you have a pot that's an antique, it's from grandma, you don't want to drill a hole in it, maybe it's worth some money or something, you can use your pot as a cash po. So you're just going to set your plant still in its grow pot inside. You cannot tell that it's not planted in the pot. You can take it out, take it to the sink, give it a good wash and water, let it drain, and put it back. So that way your plant is not sitting or standing in water. So a lot of people think that you can just put pebbles in the bottom of your pot and that will help with drainage. Really, that isn't true. It's been proven that water doesn't really move easily from the small air pores in your potting medium into the big air pores in the gravel. So you should completely leave the gravel out. It gives your plant roots more area to grow in. So definitely drill a hole. Then, so that the water can still get out, because we want the water to be able to get out of the hole easily and not be clogged with like plant shards or gravel or whatever people decide to put over the hole, I use screening that I just got at my local hardware store. I cut little pieces off and I just simply place it, over the hole. Just like that. So then the water can get out, but the soil or potting medium stays in. A lot of people use coffee filters, and that's fine if that works for you. The next thing that you may have problems with is, especially here in the north, I live in the north in Michigan, you're going to get brown tips on your plants or brown edges, and a lot of times that's from humidity, low humidity, because when the heat goes on in the winter, it's running constantly, just sucking the moisture out of the air, makes your skin dry. So what I do is here's my plant sitting in its little saucer to catch the excess water. And I will take a bigger saucer, put pebbles in it, pour some water in it so that the pebbles are covered, and then I will set this pot on top of it so that moisture is coming up and giving your plant extra humidity. Never let your plant sit or stand in the water because it will develop root rot. So a lot of people use misting, mist. Really, that doesn't work. You would have to mist your plants 24 hours a day practically to raise the humidity around them. So get rid of the mister unless that's something that makes you feel good and you want to do it. Otherwise, it's really not very useful. Another thing, the other day, it was really warm here in Michigan, 55. You may not think that's warm, but to us it was really warm. So I decided to wash a couple windows because it is important to wash your windows. So your plants, what is giving them food is the sunlight or electric light, depending on how you're growing your plants. So if there's a nice film of dirt on your window, that's cutting down on the amount of light your plant's getting and the amount of photosynthesis that they're going to be able to do. Now, another thing too is you've washed your windows, but wash your plants. Take them to the sink. Give them a nice shower every time you water them. Put them in the shower. Make sure you have them out before your significant other opens the door and tries to get in. Use a sponge. Just wash them off, or a paper towel. Just make sure you get the dust off, get the grime off, and that will help them photosynthesize. You'd be amazed the difference. And just washing your windows and wiping down the leaves may be the difference between a plant blooming. If you have an African violet that's not blooming, or an orchid, and you're like, I can't get this thing to bloom, so I'm going to give it some fertilizer. Fertilizer does not make your plant bloom. Only light makes your plant bloom. So giving it just that little extra, getting the dirt off the windows and the dirt off the leaves may help it bloom. Okay, so we washed our windows, we've washed our plants, they've got good drainage, you're raising up the humidity. Well, all that will not to no avail if you haven't given it the right potting medium. So I mix my own potting medium. This already has extra perlite and vermiculite. This is perlite. It's those little white rocks. They kind of float, unfortunately, when you water your plant, but that's okay. And they add, they don't break down, and it adds drainage to your potting medium. And then this is vermiculite, which also holds water and helps with drainage. So if I have a potting medium that I bought at my local garden center, it might be a little, I think they're a little heavy for your plants. They stay too wet. So I like to improve the drainage. So I will take a third of the potting medium, a third perlite, and a third of vermiculite and mix it all together. Really mix it well. And it makes a nice porous potting medium that is great for your plants. So I hope that today you learned something new. Wash your windows, drill some holes, wash your plants, mix up some good soil, some potting medium, and hopefully your plants are going to be healthy and thriving. Thanks so much.